I fell asleep with wet hair. Because I've got, even though I'm naturally blonde, my hair, and it's like, blonde hair is thin, I've got a lot of hair because of being married a gypsy, like, you keep the thickness. So I've got, like, whatever the fuck this is going on. But I haven't got the weight of long hair to, like, help me out at the moment. So I've got, like, I don't know. It's bad, isn't it? Okay. Just don't look at me. I'm up very early. I've had the worst night's sleep. I don't know why I keep having like a million dreams. It's probably because of all the stress on my fucking plate, which I'm not allowed to talk about. It's funny that, isn't it? That other people do the wrong things, but you're not allowed to talk about it. Anyway, I'm up early. I've got a job today, and I don't want to do it. So I did this job about 3-4 years ago, and it's my little pond on the back, my little frog pond, and it's about as big as a single bed, if you know what I mean. Oh God, I'll tell you what. Let's help my son out. Basically, I dug it out. I had to empty it all, and then take the old lining out. And Mama, what Mama did was, when a lining went funny, she'd just put a new lining on top of it. So it was like linings of linings, if you know what I mean. That were a nightmare because it's right under yew tree, so all the vegetation drops off, starts rotting in the water. That stinks when you're getting it out and you get covered in it. You got to empty it all out somewhere. Your garden ends up stinking. Neighbours are pissed off with you. One side I don't give a fuck about, but other side I feel bad for them. And then you've got all these linings that you have to go through and sort out and put in bin. And then what my mum had done is to make sure there were no like spiky bits coming out of ground, to stop it from puncturing the lining from underneath. She used bed covers. It works, right? Most people use felting, wool felting, and you do a couple of layers of like sand and wool felting or whatever. Blankets do the job. And it just so happens that the yew tree's grown over it in such a way where it's kind of like encapsulated the blanket in this baby blanket. It's a really, really nice blanket, and I really wanted to get it out and keep it, and I can't because the tree wants it. So I've left it in there. And I relined it, and then I put my slabs back round, and I put my pond irises back in. Pond irises. Fantastic if you've got a giant fuck off pond. They like the shallows of the pond where it's mushy and they don't like being drowned, so you'll never find them in the middle, but you'll find them around edge where it's mushy and boggy, if you know what I mean. Well, it's been 3-4 years, and that pond has filled up with debris so fast that it is basically a muddy plant pot for irises, right? And it's grown massive. It's like nearly filled my pond again. It's like over 3/4 full again. When I put it in, there was only like a quarter, so it's grown a lot, and it's really heavy, and it's really difficult to deal with because I can't get around it and I can't see, and it flops all over the place. That irises are good in a bigger pond, so I'm not going to keep them in that pond anymore. Even my mum come and look, and she was like, "What the fuck has gone on?" And I'm like, "I don't know what's gone on. I don't know, but I've got to get them out." She's like, "That's crazy." And I'm like, "I know." So I've took my pictures with me irises, just so I've got my reference. My eye was here, this 2K whatever. But but I've got to get them all out. And when I fill the pond up with water, it already stinks like rotting vegetation. And if you know what that smells like, you know what I'm talking about. And I've got to get in it, which means I'm going to stink. And I was going to try and fix my hair, but what's the fucking point if I'm going to get disgusting anyway? So I'm going to look like a literal cave woman whilst I clean a pond out today. And I've got to cut those irises up, and it's going to be so difficult because I've got to be careful of frogs. I've not seen any frogs. Not since I rescued a toad and got his neck stuck in some grass. I seen his bum hanging out, and I had to help him. Frogs don't know how to reverse. I just want to tell you that. Frogs and toads, no reverse. But I've got to be really careful with digging it out of the pond because I don't want to fuck my liner up or kill frogs. So I've got to do it with a tiny trowel and do it by hand and basically slice it. So I'll be using like a bread knife or something. I don't know why I said bread knife. It's not. It's a handheld branch knife. Little. This is going to fuck my wrists up. And my wrists are going to come out the sockets. And my shoulders are going to come out the sockets. And my back's going to try and go on me. And I'll end up with sciatica. And I'm going to have to wear all my supports while I do this. Which means they're going to end up stinking. Despite the fact that some of them are brand new. They're going to get ruined. And then I've got to drag it all from the very bottom of my garden up to the top of the garden, ready for bagging to take to the recycle centre. And I'm going to leave it empty because my plan is to fill it with water lilies instead. That's more appropriate for a frog pond, and they're not going to get that big. And even if they do take up the whole pond, it's not a problem because they're not that big. So that's my plan, and I've got to do that today. And then once I've done that, then I can get to my flow mist, which is hiding around the back, and I can dig that out and move it so it's got somewhere good to go. And I can plant my wild garlic down at bottom. The advice is you don't plant wild garlic on your garden because it spreads like wildfire. You know, when you go in the woods, you can smell it, you can see it everywhere. People keep it in pots. But the thing is, under my yew tree would be perfect. It won't spread to next doors anyway because they've got concrete at the base of their garden, a big slab, so it's not going to spread to them. And I don't give a fuck about other neighbours. Not the neighbours that attack children and try and kill them. No, don't give a fuck. So I am going to plant my garlic because I want more garlic. I know I can go out and pick it, but it's not the same. What if I can't go out one day? You know, what if I am extra disabled and I want some garlic? You know what I mean? Like, I want my garlic. So that's my job today, and I'm going to document it, and I'm not going to enjoy it at all. I've still got some, all the irises out of this pond's going to go completely. But I have still got a pot of irises left. I've kept them from when I cleared the duck pond out on the side because that's a bigger pond. It's way bigger because it's for the ducks, you know. Frog pond small, duck pond big. That's how it works. Anyway, I've kept those irises all this time in a metal tub, and they've done really good in there because it's retained boggy water. So when that one gets lined, so I've already lined it with sand. Then I've got to line it a few times with blankets or felt or what have yous. Do you know, it might be cheaper to do it with blankets. I might have to go Mama's way and just buy a bunch of duvet inners. Maybe they're too thick. I'll think. But those irises will go in there because it's deeper. And it won't fill up as fast because it's bigger. And there's not as much debris to go in there, and it's easier to get out anyway. Ivy is easier to get out than yew tree leaf sprinkles. I've just done that mean. But yeah, so I'm still going to have irises. They're just going to be in the other one, just to make my life easier. Both of them eventually will have bridges as well, so that I can clean them out better without having to get in, because it's horrible. Which means I can keep on top of them much better, you know what I mean? So that's my job for today. And ideally, being the woman that I am, I like to get a job done in one day. This one especially, because it's going to stink, bruh. And also, I don't want to prolong the pain. If I have to do multiple days of this, it means I've got a day of doing it, spending days in absolute agony till I recover, and then doing it again. And that long process there of being in absolute agony, I don't want to live like that. You know, I spent all that time stuck in bed, all those years in agony. I don't want to do that again. So I'm going to try and get it all done today, and I'll document it. I'm going to stink. I've got to, when I come in, I might hose myself. It's going to be warm today. I might hose myself before I go in. And prep me sen a towel or something. I don't know. I don't want to drag the smell in, because once that shit gets in, it's like, it fucking haunts me. It's so hard to get out. Rotting vegetation is like one of the worst smells, other than the smell of death and maggots. But anyway, that's what I've got to do today. So I'm going to keep my hair as is. I'll just put it up or something. This is just nuts, isn't it? It's just fucking nuts. Look how round my head is. That's what happens when you're stressed. You put a lot more weight on. Also, codeine. They don't tell you this. Codeine, cocodamol, tramadol, all of them, morphine. They're all part of opioid family. They're all heroin. They make you crave sugar. So there you go. And then end up with pretty face. But yeah, I'm going to stay like this, look like this for the day. Hopefully get it done in a day. And then do nothing for the rest of the week. And recover. I hope to God this is an easy job. I feel traumatised already, and it's not even happened. Wish me luck. Please.